it's Ian from Salisbury FC, and today I'm joined by Salisbury FC manager Steve Claridge. How's it going, Steve?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
You were up here nice and early this morning at the Raymac, helping grounds with Charlie Sill. Is that something you enjoy doing down here? Therapeutic?
Yeah, we're just trying to keep the pitch, sort of trying to save the pitch because we haven't had a lot of water, have we? So just trying to do our best until we get that much needed rain, which hopefully will come back end of the week.
Yeah, it looks like there's some on the way, doesn't it? Disappointing to only take a point on Saturday when we played Hendon. What's your thoughts on that game?
I'm disappointed that we were obviously ahead twice, so that's something that disappoints me. Obviously, you know, the first goal was a fantastic strike, completely against the run of play. I think that is their only shot on target in that half. So yeah, I mean, disappointed at half time to going at 1-1 because it really we should have gone in ahead. But I mean, there's nothing you can do to legislate for something like that. It was a magnificent strike. But the disappointing thing was, you know, to work so hard to get ahead in the second half. You know, a really good 15 minutes. You know, 2 or 3 really good opportunities. You're thinking, is it going to be our day? And then we score, and at 2-1, you know, we're on top. You know, and it really is a case of ours to lose then. And we just shoot ourselves in the foot, and it's and I think that's the most disappointing thing of the whole day was, you know, that it was a needlessly quick free kick we didn't need to take, and then, you know, you've got 2 players, you know, the goalkeeper more so than Charlie Kenny, who's got himself stuck in no man's land, and in the end, as it always does, it finishes up dropping to one of them who finds himself with an open net. So, you know, I thought overall the performance probably was slightly below what we expected, but it was still good enough, I thought, to win the game. And you know, if we hadn't shot ourselves in the foot, that was exactly what we would have done.
And yeah, a young keeper, Liam, he's probably going to learn from that.
Absolutely,
he's going to build on that.
Absolutely. We all make mistakes, and you know, he'll understand. He's either got to come out and he's got to clear the ball, or he's got to step back into his box so that Charlie can just head it back to him. But unfortunately, he didn't either. And I think as well, you know, Dom's taken the free kick. Really shouldn't have taken it. You know, we've just gone 2-1 up. You know, it's a time when you just relax into the game now, take your time, set everything up, make sure you're organised, and you know, as it happened, you know, when he took the free kick, it's just left us a little bit exposed at the back. So, as you said, they're both young lads, and they're both, you know, got great futures ahead of them, and that's a learning process for everybody.
We've since found out that Dom wasn't particularly well on Saturday. No,
I mean, that's obviously one of the reasons why Dom came off, and probably why Dom didn't play as well as he had done in the previous couple of games. He really should have come and spoke to me on the Saturday and said that, you know, he wasn't feeling very well, and you know, then we can sort it out from there. But he texted me Sunday and said, you know, apologies for my performance, but I really should have told you I've been feeling very unwell, and that's why I was sort of I looked very tired during the game. So we live and learn. Another thing that, you know, he's only a young lad, he wants to play. I understand all that, you know, but you know, next time maybe he might tell me before the game and not a day after. But anyway, we as I said, we live and learn.
So I know you like to reply to some of the comments that fans make, and you're always up for a face-to-face chat if anybody ever wants to talk to you. So I thought a bit of a comeback on some of the comments on social media would be good.
Yeah.
Claims of negative substitutions?
Negative substitutions, well, I don't quite know how they would be construed as negative. I mean, obviously Dom looked out on his feet, and Daz is the natural replacement for Dom in centre midfield. A lot of people look at Daz and say he's just a defensive midfielder. He's not, and that you know, that is their opinion. That is simply not the case. But he was the natural replacement. You know, there wasn't anybody else at this stage that you would look to go in there. And obviously, if you're talking about bringing, you know, Baker and Warren Bentley on, then you're going to take Fitch and you're going to take Marvin off. And I thought, to be fair, there's 2 reasons why you make substitutions. One is because a player is tired, and the other reason is because he's playing poorly. Now, Dom came off probably because of both, a bit of both. Fitch wasn't playing poorly, he was just tired. So that was the reason why I took Fitch off. I would have probably left Fitch on for the entire game, if not. I thought Marv and Fitch played very well together. They looked, you know, they were the 2 of the players that I thought, you know, were real plus points for us. So I wasn't looking to take either of them off, but you know, Fitch was obviously, you know, he'd got tired, and you know, for those last 10 minutes, 12 minutes, I felt it was the right thing to do. But it wasn't a case of taking Fitch off because I wanted to try and win the game and I thought I could win it without him. It was because he was tired. And if I'd have brought Baker on as well, it would have meant I'd have had to have dropped Marvin into midfield. Well, that simply wasn't going to do that. So all I did was I put Warren Bentley on and pushed Marvin up further forward. They're the decisions that you make, but you can only put so many subs on, and I couldn't have gone to a 3 at the back because they'd gone 2 up front. So the only way to have I couldn't have got anybody else on in a positive sense without actually ruining the shape of the side. And we could have well lost that game. I think if people need to remember, when we were at Hendon last year, it was 1-1, and we were chasing the game, and we got done right in the last minute, 2-1, and that's happened to us a few times. So to be fair to them, probably the only time they looked like winning the game was in the last 10 minutes, quarter of an hour. Still haven't had a shot on target, but they had 1 or 2 half chances that they might have made more of. But I didn't make the substitutions weren't negative substitutions at all. They were substitutions that had to be made, and they were really the only ones that I could make.
Almost unanimously on Facebook, had Marvin Brooks as man of the match.
Yeah, I said to a couple of supporters before the season started, I said, we know, obviously I know what I'm doing with Marvin now. I didn't at the start because I didn't know what sort of player he was when he was here last time round, but I do now. He's a completely different player. He's fit, he's strong, his attitude is fantastic. It's like he's metamorphosised into somebody else, and somebody that's going to be really good for us. And I've no doubt he'll be our best player this year. He was fantastic all game. He won his headers, he got hold of the ball, he linked the play, everything that you need here because the pitch is so big. And I thought he was fantastic, and rightly so. He was man of the match.
Over on Twitter, we've had some reaction from Hendon after the match report labelled them average.
Not from me, it wasn't.
No, not from yourself,
they need to take that up with someone who's called them average, because they weren't average. They just had a decent result against a really strong Brentford B side. They weren't average. They came and made life very difficult. But ultimately, if they don't score an absolute worldie and we don't give them the second, we would have won the game comfortably. As it was, as I said, we could be here another 10 years and we'll never concede a goal like that. And obviously, we've got to stop giving away the goals that we did second half. I'm struggling to think of a save that Liam's made in the game. Now, I'm not saying that we've played to the best of our ability. We haven't. There were 1 or 2. I think Ollie knows he can play better. I think Lewis Benson probably could have played better. Obviously, you've got, we know what's happened with Dom. So there were parts that we know we can improve upon. That's not an issue. But ultimately, I think we've done enough to win the game. And a lot of teams, your Truros, your Tauntons, and all the top sides in this Hayes, all the top sides in this division will get in those situations, and they won't have played badly, but they will have won those games. That's the difference. We've got to learn to be able to keep our lead and win those games and see it out. And it's all about managing them.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time. I'll let you get on with the pitch, Steve.
Pleasure. Thanks, Steve.